Hello viewers, welcome to another interesting video that deals with one of the materials used for packaging. In one of the last videos, we already discussed that while selecting material for packaging, we will consider different perspectives like the protection given to the product from the environment or light, economy, availability of shape and size, strength in various environmental conditions or procedures, visibility, inertness, that is whether it reacts with my products or not, approval by the competent authority, handling and transportation. We also discussed that every material which is used for packaging is having its peculiarities, advantages and disadvantages. And depending upon the peculiarities of the packaging material and requirements of the product to be packed, a suitable material should be selected. In that video, we discussed glass as packaging material. In this video, we are going to discuss another packaging material. But before moving further, if you still didn't subscribe to my channel, click on subscribe button and don't forget to click on bell icon to get notifications of all further videos. Hey friends, I am Amit Belekar and today we are going to discuss about plastic as a material for packaging. After going through this video, the learner will be able to enlist materials used for making the containers, enlist the advantages of plastic, enlist the disadvantages of the plastic, describe composition of plastic and describe types of plastics. In one of the last video, we discussed that the containers used for pharmaceutical products are usually made from the following basic materials as glass, plastic, metal, paper and board. Now let's discuss plastic. Plastics are high molecular weight substances or polymers of organic substances which are solid in their finished state. The use of plastics as a pharmaceutical container has grown to a rapid rate, but the selection of plastic material for pharmaceutical containers should be done with care. Before moving further, let me ask you a question. Why will you select plastic as a container material? Now pause the video, think for a few minutes as per the perspectives we discussed at the start of the video and list the qualities of the plastic that you think are responsible for the selection of it as a packaging or container material. After listing, play the video. You will get the qualities of plastic for its selection as their advantages. So let's discuss these advantages of plastic one by one. First, plastics can be molded and formed in any shape, size and thickness. Variety shaped and sized containers are available in plastic containers. Next advantage is plastics have sufficient mechanical strength and are extremely resistant to breakage. Another advantage is plastics are light in weight and can be handled and transported easily. Next advantage is plastics are poor conductor of heat. Next advantage is plastics are resistant to inorganic chemicals. Another advantage is plastics have good protection power. Another advantage is in plastics there are no chances of formation of flakes. Last advantage is plastic can be disposed of after single use. Thus it eliminates the chances of contamination, especially in the case of injectables. Before moving further, let me ask you a question. Why will you not select plastic as a container material? Now pause the video, think for a few minutes as per perspective we discussed at the start of the video, and list the qualities of plastic that you think are responsible for its rejection as a packaging or container material. After listing, play the video. You will get these qualities as disadvantages of plastic. The first disadvantage of plastic is some of the plastics are permeable to water vapor and atmospheric gases. Thus, this cannot protect the product from hydrolysis or oxidation. Next disadvantage is in the case of some plastics, there might occur the leaching of various additives into pharmaceutical products which are used during the manufacturing of plastic containers. Thus, it may affect the composition of the product. Another disadvantage is if some pharmaceutical products come in direct contact with plastic, discoloration of product occurs. Next disadvantage is plastic containers may absorb the constituents of the product, reducing the potency or concentration of the dosage form. Another disadvantage is they cannot withstand heat. In the heat, they may either soften or distort. Thus, cannot be useful if the product is to be terminally sterilized by heat sterilization method. The next disadvantage is that a special type of gum or adhesive is required for labeling plastic containers. It will add to the cost of the containers. Another disadvantage is properties of some plastic change with age. These may become brittle and shows crack with age. Another disadvantage is some plastics are not resistant to acid, oxidizing or reducing agents, salts, oils and alkalis, etc. Along with all these disadvantages of plastic, another important disadvantage is that it is hazardous to nature as its degradation cannot take place. Also, plastic may lead to pollution of the earth, water, etc. Now, let's discuss types of plastics. Plastic is classified into two main types as thermoplastic plastic and thermosetting plastic. So, let's discuss these types one by one. First is the thermosetting type, or these are also called thermosets. These type of plastics may become flexible but not fluid on heating. They are generally hard and brittle at room temperature as it has a high degree of cross-linking. They retain their shape even at the temperature of decomposition. These plastics are used when good stability in shape and stability in temperature is required. These are of the following subtypes: melamine formaldehyde, phenol-formaldehyde and urea formaldehyde. Let's discuss melamine formaldehyde. These exhibit good stability of shape and also have good resistance to oils, grease and many organic solvents. You can see in the picture various kitchen utensils are made up of melamine formaldehyde. Next is phenol formaldehyde. These have good scratch resistance and low water absorption properties. These are relatively brittle. Mostly these are used in automobile industries. And next is urea formaldehyde. These have good stability of shape, have good strength. These are rigid and have good resistance to oil, grease and some weaker acids. These are mostly used in the electronic industry. The next main type of plastic is thermoplastic type plastic. These have opposite characteristics that of thermosetting plastic. This type of plastic gets softened to a viscous fluid on heating and becomes hard again on cooling. Thus, this type of plastic can be melted and reprocessed. Hardness after cooling is influenced by the degree of cross-linkage. Their properties can be enhanced by the addition of various additives like lubricants, stabilizers, plasticizers, antioxidants, antistatic agents, dyes, etc. These should be tested for safety by doing chemical, biological, and pharmacological tests. This can be converted into various shapes and size by processes like injection molding, extrusion, blow molding, thermoforming, casting, calendering, etc. Examples are polyethylene, polystyrene, polypropylene, polyvinyl chloride, polyamide, nitrile polymers, cellulosics, polycarbonates, acrylics, polyethylene terephthalate, etc. Now let's discuss the general composition of any thermoplastic plastic. Plastics are synthetic polymers having high molecular weight. It is made up of one or more polymers together with certain additives. Commonly used polymers are polyethylene, polypropylene, polyvinyl chloride, polystyrene, polymethyl acrylate, polyethylene terephthalate, and polytrifluoroethylene. And commonly used additives are antioxidants, antistatic agents, colors, lubricants, plasticizers, and stabilizers. Now let's discuss the characteristics of these thermoplastic plastics one by one. First is polyethylene. This is a thermoplastic type of plastic and is divided into two types as follows: low density polyethylene and high density polyethylene. Let's discuss low density polyethylene first. It is also called branched polyethylene. It is used for preparation of bottles, jars, bags, collapsible tubes, plugs, fittings, films, closures, etc. It has the disadvantage that it is permeable to essential oils and chloroform. It also leaches preservatives and flavors in the product. It is also viable to stress cracking. As its melting point is in the range of 110 to 115 degrees Celsius, containers made from it cannot be sterilized by heat. Next is high density polyethylene. It is also called linear polyethylene. As the density of polyethylene increases, it becomes stiffer, less permeable to gases and vapors, and has higher distortion and melting temperature. It is more crystalline and excellent resistant to electricity and most chemicals and solvents. It has low water absorption properties and is tasteless and odorless. Hence, it is the most widely used material for pharmaceutical containers. The containers made from polyethylene, which ranges from 0.91 to 0.96 density, are stiff, clear, or translucent and resistant to water vapor transmission and stress cracking. As it is susceptible to oxidative degeneration during processing, the addition of some antioxidant is needed. Commonly used antioxidants are butylated hydroxytoluene, dilauryl thiopropionate, etc. As it is having a high melting point, containers made from it can be sterilized by heat. Next type is polypropylene. Nowadays, It is more popular as it is having all the good properties of high density polyethylene. It is very light and heat resistant. Its melting point is 170 degrees Celsius, hence it can be autoclaved repeatedly. It also has a higher resistance to stress cracking. It shows good resistance to almost all types of chemicals except hot aromatic or halogenated solvents. It is also resistant to electricity. It is used for jars, squeeze bottles, rigid tubes, closures, disposable syringes, tubings, and packaging films. But it has only one disadvantage, that it becomes brittle at low temperatures. Another type of plastic is polyvinyl chloride. We all know this plastic as PVC and it is used for various purposes by us, isn't it? It is clear, rigid, less flexible and heavier plastic. It provides a good oxygen barrier but is permeable to water vapor. Rigid PVC has a good barrier against moisture and gases. It has greater stiffness and can be softened by the addition of plasticizers like ester of methyl salicylate. It is available in plasticized and unplasticized types. It starts to degrade at 280 degrees Celsius and must not be overheated. It becomes yellow when exposed to heat and light. It is an excellent barrier for oil, volatile, fixed alcohols and petroleum solvents. It can retain odors and flavors. It is costly plastic. Unplasticized PVC is used for bottles and jars, whereas plasticized PVC is used for extruded tubes for eye ointments and films. Next type is polystyrene. It is one of the oldest and most widely used plastic, but it is relatively low heat resistant and is attacked by chemicals. Also, it is not much resistant to water vapor and oxygen. It has a low melting point and containers easily crack when dropped. Hence, it is not useful for liquid products. It is rigid, crystal clear and low cost plastic. It is used for preparing bottles, jars, tubes, boxes and syringes. Another plastic is acrylics. It includes polymethacrylate, polyacrylates and copolymer of acrylonitrile. It is hard, strong but light and transparent plastic. It has low water absorption and good electrical resistivity. It has low heat resistance. It is used for making various devices used in hospitals and clinics. Next type is polytetrafluoroethylene, PTFE. It is translucent and opaque. It has high resistance to solvents and chemicals. It remains unchanged even at a temperature of 250 degrees Celsius. Next type is polyamides, that is nylon. It is made from dibasic acid combined with a diamine. The type of acid and amine that is used is indicated by a number as nylon 6/10. It has 6 carbon atoms in amine and 10 in acid. It is very tough plastic with a great amount of flexibility and heat resistance. Its melting point is about 200 degrees Celsius and thus can be autoclaved repeatedly. It has good chemical resistance to most solvents and chemicals except for strong mineral acids, phenolic compounds and strong oxidizers. It can form very clear film and has excellent resistance to the punctures and abrasion. It is difficult to destroy by mechanical means. It prevents the entry of oxygen but is not a good barrier for water vapor. It is used for the preparation of syringes, tubings, and packaging films for surgical dressings and instruments. Next is polycarbonates. These are relatively costly but have many advantages. It can be sterilized repeatedly. It is transparent, rigid, light, unbreakable, and high temperature resistant. Its hardness property is similar to those of metals, but as it is costly, it can be used for special containers only. And the last one is cellulosics. These are available in a very wide range. Cellulose acetate propionate and cellulose acetate butyrate are important. These are used for preparation of tubings and special trays for urology or spinal procedures. Now it is time to summarize the session. In this video, we discussed the advantages, disadvantages, types and composition of plastics as a packaging material. Thank you for watching this video patiently. If you think this video is useful, please like it and share it with your dear ones who will also get benefited from this video. If you still didn't subscribe to my channel, click on subscribe button and bell icon to get notifications of all my new videos. If you have any query, ask me in the comments or on my mail address. Thank you once again and see you soon in the next video. Till then, bye bye and love you.